from Patra. In terms of sustainability in the long run, what's BP's strategy? Is it to phase out oil and gas in general, or is that still a part of renewable energy?
It's a very good question, Patra. So I think the way I would explain it is BP's business is anchored in meeting the changing demand patterns, and it's very much a focus on demand. The supply piece of our business is adjusts over time in order to meet the changes in demand. So if we were to phase out oil and gas completely right now, that would be disastrous for the world, because the renewable energy capability is nowhere near sufficient to replace all of the oil and gas and coal energy production for both the power and transport sectors and industrial sectors of the economy. So what BP's strategy is, most of our customers would like, and for some customers the most important piece is the renewable aspect of it, and we are helping them with solutions for that, and we are doing everything we can to try to accelerate the expansion of renewable energy solutions and making those renewable energy solutions more economic and more accessible to as many customers as possible. But then we have many other customers, particularly in some developing regions, where they simply don't have the infrastructure yet to be able to implement renewable energy solutions to the same extent that the developed world can. In some cases, it's easier for them. Solar power, for example, is very easy to install in remote locations compared to grid power, and so therefore it is a good solution. But for many of them, it's providing them solutions which allows them to reduce their carbon footprint and reduce the amount of coal and oil that is being used to supply energy and increase the amount of gas. So it's really, the strategy is really trying to meet the world's energy demand in a way where we accelerate the renewable and the component and reduce the carbon footprint, both of ourselves and our customers, in a way that hopefully gets the world towards the Paris commitment faster than it would otherwise. Hope that answers your question. That's a good one.
Great. And Ali, a question for you. When you're on the BP program, the FLP program, is it easy to implement ideas in the company? What support have you had?
For the question, yeah, I think don't know if you're not, but definitely BP as a company, in my experience, has been very, very open to new ideas. So let me give you a couple of examples based on my experience. So when I was in the area manager role, there was a small issue at a store level for which sometimes the stock that we were receiving by Marks & Spencer was not matching the real stock present in store. So store manager was struggling to understand exactly what were in their stores. So I work with a store manager to find a software solution. So we build a quick fix to the system, which allow to have a quick check and real understanding of the stock in a very easy and intuitive way. So I present this to line manager, who really appreciate it, and so we apply this to the rest of the region and the country. So this was an example of how ideas are welcome. In this current role, now I was asked by my line manager to build a process on how we can track the resource deployment to different projects. I had an idea, I built it, presented to him, he liked it, and now little by little, different parts of the business are coming to us to understand which are the processes that we are now in place to make the resource planning and prioritization more clear and easy to manage. So I would say these are two examples of how the company is open. I would say even easy to implement new ideas.
Thank you, Ali. A question from Sharma about recruitment. asking, I'm graduating in July 2019, can I apply in advance? Absolutely. If you're graduating in the summer of 2019, now's definitely the time to apply. Most of our FLPs will join us on the 1st of June. So we look to have a global intake at the beginning of June where possible. There's a little bit of flexibility. Some candidates join us a couple of months before that date. Some may graduate a little later and join towards the end of August. But we look to take, where we can, a single intake in June. And the reason for that is, firstly, it helps get everyone on board at the same time and inducted, and starts to build that cadre, that intake. Secondly, it also helps with the rotation. So we're moving more to holding roles for FLPs, and when one rotates out at the end of 2 years, we often try to rotate a new one in, so there's more continuity. So there is some flexibility. We would never make our hiring decision based on the date that you could join us, but obviously we are aiming to bring people in as a group where we possibly can every year. So if you're graduating next year, now's definitely the time to apply.